I did my best to create some visuals to go with slave narratives that I'm presenting in this video. Also, one of these stories is from a novelist by the name of Charles Frazier. The title of the novel is called Cold Mountain, and the depiction is terrifying. If it's true, it was a horrific thing that occurred in Mississippi. Someone that happened to be, stumbled across the scene, and they recounted it to someone they were talking to. This is back in the 1800s. So let's get into the story from the novelist. There was a wanderer who came across a peddler who tells him of the cruelty he has seen in his travels through the Deep South, introducing the story with the claim, "You've never seen the like of meanness I have." A searing assumption in the face of Inman tales a battle from Fredericksburg to Petersburg. The peddler catalogs the inhumane treatment of slaves he has witnessed in Mississippi. He told of negresses burnt alive, of them having ears and fingers docked for various misdemeanors. The worst such punishment he came upon was near Natchez. He was going down a lonely road near the river. Off in the woods, he heard a turmoil of buzzards, a high wailing. He took his shotgun and went investigating. What he found was a woman in a cage made of bean poles beneath a live oak. The tree was dusty with buzzards. They roosted on the cage and picked at the woman inside. They had pulled out one of her eyes already and had torn strips of hide from her back and arms. When she saw the peddler out of her one eye, she hollered, "Shoot me!" Now, I looked up Mr. Charles Frazier and his writing, and they say that he is known for using historical records and authentic social dynamics of the antebellum and Civil War South in his novels. So, who's to say that what he depicted in his novel Cold Mountain wasn't true? I believe it. Let's go on to the next one. Anna Baker, Aberdeen, Mississippi. Anna Baker, 80-year-old ex-slave, is tall and well built. She is what the Negroes term a high brown. Her high forehead and prominent cheekbones indicate there's a strain of other races in her bloodline. I was born and bred about 7 miles from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I was the baby of the family. The house was on the right-hand side of the road to town. I had 4 sisters and 1 brother that I knows. They was named Kalisa, Jenny, Florence, Allie, and George. My name was Joanna, but they done dropped the Joe part a long time ago. I don't recollect what my mama's mammy and pappy was named, but I know that her pappy was a full-blood Injun. I guess that is where I gets my brown color. I recollect a tale Ray Mama told me about my grandpa. When he took up with my grandmammy, the white man, what old her say, "If you want to stay with her, I'll give you a home if you work for me like the negresses do." He agreed, because he thought a heap of his black woman. That's what he called her. Everything was all right till one old dim uppity overseers tried to act smart. He say he gwine beat him. My grandpappy went home that night and barred the door. When the overseer and some of his friends come after him, he say he ain't gwine open that door. They say if he don't, they gwine break it in. He tell them, go ahead. While they was breaking in, he filled a shovel full of red hot coals, and when they come in, he throwed it at them. Then while they was hollering, he run away. He ain't never been seen again to this day. I've heard since then that white folks learned that if they started to whip an Injun, they better unalive him right then, or else he might get them. My mammy name was Harriet Clemens. When I was too little to know anything about it, she run off and left us. I don't remember much about her, for she run off. I reckon I was most too little. She told me when she come after us after the war was over, all about why she had to run away. It was on account of the niggers overseers. They had niggers over the whores and white men's over the plowing hands. They kept trying to mess around with her, and she wouldn't have nothing to do with them. One time while she was in the field, the overseer asked her to come over to the woods with him, and she said, "All right, I'll go find a nice place and wait." She just kept on going. She swam the river and run away. She slipped back once or twice at night to see us, but that was all. She hired out some folks that weren't rich enough to have no slaves or their own. They was good to her too. She never lacked for work to do. When my mama went off, an old woman called Aunt Emmeline kept me. She kept all the orphan children and the whose mamas who had been sent off to the breeding quarters. When them women had children, they brung them and let somebody like Aunt Emmeline raise them. She was so mean to me. I think it was 'cause the master liked me and was always a petting me. She was jealous. One reason Massa Morgan thought so much of me, they say, I was right part young and caught on to anything pretty quick. The master would tell me, "Louisiana, if you keep your ears open and tell me what the darkies talk about, there'll be something good in it for you." He meant for me to listen when they talk about running off and such. I stay around the old folks and make like I was playing. All the time I be listening. Then I go tell master what I heard. But all the time I must have had a right smart mind, 'cause I play around the white folks and hear what they say and then go tell the nigresses. Don't guess the master ever thought about me doing that.